Chris.
Hey.
How are you?
Okay, long time no see.
I know. We spent a lot of time together. It's nice.
Me too. I was glad I happened to look at my email when I got that Zoom link today. That came as a surprise.
Yeah, sorry about that.
That's okay. I'm actually glad to be part of that brainstorming session.
It was good. It was supposed to be just our regular pre-K grade level meeting day. Did you have that down?
No.
Oh. It was supposed to be. But then we had to get that done, so we figured we were there anyway.
Okay.
So it seemed like a good way to do it.
Okay. Randy is saying he's here.
Am I has Sydney made me the host yet?
She was here for a bit. Are you the host tonight?
I'm supposed to be, but I can't let anyone in. Let me text her.
No, it just said that Kristen Reed is the co-host now.
Oh, it did? Okay, let me try
Yeah.
again then. Oh, I probably have to move him. I've never done this. Promote to panelists. Randy, I'm promoting you.
Look at him flying up.
Wow. I've never done that
There
before.
you are.
I feel very promoted now.
That's fun.
Nope, there's a GBS parent something there too.
I think that's Sydney, but she's on
Oh.
vacation, so she just had to let us in.
Okay.
So I think we're just waiting for Karen. When I zoom from the basement, I feel like a rock star with all my like stars around me. Doesn't it look like all shimmery?
It does.
I don't know why. Do you see Thor in the background?
Yes.
Yeah.
Over your left shoulder.
Um,
Well, the way I'm looking at you, it would be.
we're just gonna wait for Karen to come back to our screen, and then that's all of us, right?
Yep.
Hey, Karen.
Hey.
Hey.
So we haven't done this in a while. Are you having dinner tonight?
No, well, Jonathan still has one serving left, but it's Taco Thursday because I didn't go grocery shopping this week. So it was whatever we had in the fridge and whatever we had in the freezer.
Perfect.
I think that'll still earn us points in our wellness challenge.
Are you two partners?
We are.
Did either of you go outside today for a half an hour?
Yep,
I was in the car line this morning and Karen was in the car line this afternoon. So
actually, Hazel and I spent a little bit of time throwing the ball in the backyard.
Good for you.
And I'm not sure what was behind the shed, but she found something.
Awesome. So I think that we can probably start talking. So Karen, do you want to start?
Let's see. Okay, yep. Let me come back to you. I think, let's see. It's always, do we have anybody here? Oh, we do have some.
We do. Yep.
Always talking about the back to school self-assessment, the convenient MD, please get it done in the morning. And then my other thing is, as you may or may not have heard, the governor has let everybody in New Hampshire travel at will. So far, Grantham has not adopted the new guidance. We will find out more when the board meets again in April. So right now, Grantham Village School is still following the guidance. If you travel outside of New England, that you need to quarantine for 10 days or you need to quarantine for 7 days and have a COVID test on day 5 or 7. And then the other thing, what is the other thing? Is there something else? I don't know. And the other guidance was that close contacts of students or staff or anybody that's been in close contacts with somebody that's tested positive for COVID-19 don't necessarily need to quarantine if they're 3 feet and masked. So far, we are not adopting that yet for our policy, and more will come out in April.
Thank you.
And if you have any questions, if your student is exposed, if you're exposed, if you have any COVID questions, it's kind of like my thing right now. So ask me instead of trying to wing it on your own. Just give me a call, send me an email. We've got this going on because it is kind of confusing if you're not doing it every day.
Just wing it.
Was that Jonathan? Thank you, Jonathan. Chris.
Well, I have attended a couple of Lynn Lyons presentations this past week. And one thing that she said that I really, really enjoyed is because it really is, it sums up where we are. She said, kind of envision us at mile 22 of a marathon. And, we've got this, the end is in sight. We're just not quite there yet. And for the most part, when I see the kids in school, they don't look like they're in mile 22 of the marathon. They look happy. I mean, some kids are struggling, but that's not what we're seeing at school. We've adopted a social emotional learning program this year called Choose Love. They're learning about that. They're learning about managing anxiety. They love talking to me about their amygdalas and their prefrontal cortexes and pulling their worry out and talking to it. And they're really learning strategies. In this parent newsletter for this Friday, I'm going to share my videos again with you. And there's also some resources for you, because as much as our kids look like they're doing great, I think parents are pretty exhausted. I think adults have felt this exhaustion and stress probably much more than our kids have. And just some ideas about hanging in there. Lynn Lyons is going to offer a couple more workshops. I've listed those and a spot where you can register. And really, if you can't go at those times, like the one that I think you might really enjoy it's called Now What? Helping Children and Parents Manage Emotionally in Uncertain Times. And it's just an hour and a half, but it's really good stuff. And one's April 8th and one's April 21st. They're both in the evenings. But if you can't attend at those times, as long as you register after the presentation, she'll send you the recording and you can watch it for up to 2 weeks. So it's really a great way of hearing some information and maybe looking at things a little bit differently. Certainly, if your child is struggling, especially like on a Wednesday, let me or their teacher know. We have brainstormed and problem solved with kids to help them figure out ways that they can make it easier for themselves and their families on those Wednesdays, and just in general. So we are here to help. Just let us know. I think that's all that I wanted to go over. Yeah, but definitely talk to your kids about their amygdala. They like to talk about it, and I think they like to say it.
I like to say it.
Yeah.
I haven't read the piece that you gave me to put it in the newsletter yet. The links to those Lynn Lyons parent videos or webinars that you just spoke of, are those in that?
They are. There's also a really good 6-episode video series for parents dealing with their own anxiety. It's and the link for that is in there too. That is not the videos that your kids have seen. The kids videos that are there, but there's also a link to adult videos for managing your own stress and anxiety.
Awesome. Thanks, Chris.
Mm-hmm.
Randy.
Hi there. So things are going pretty well tech-wise. Like people have said, we're kind of down the road in the marathon here a little bit though. And I think people are getting a little bit weary of certain things, but they're also getting very comfortable and they're in their stride and they're in their relaxed mode. And, relaxed is good a lot of the time, but it also means that maybe their guard isn't up as high as it could be on some things too. We've had a lot of students in sort of the upper grades who have started to become a little more prone to playing games, and starting to push boundaries on, not necessarily inappropriate things to go look at, but things that are off topic and off of their learning path. So I would just ask parents a little bit to help redirect their kids back towards their educational stuff and away from the games and sorts of things that are distractions for them. The other piece of this too is, as people are using their computers all the time, and this whole transportation to school, back home, and then from home back to school is really starting to wear on a lot of the devices. And I just wanted to reiterate to families and parents and students to redouble your efforts to treat those devices with care, and to make sure that they understand that those things are supposed to be long-term investments for the school. And we expect them to last for 4 years if they're a third grader, and onward for the rest too. We've had a couple of Chromebooks that have had some damage, nothing terrifically horrible. We've had a couple of iPads get cracked screens, things like that. But also people are being very they're feeling much more personal about their devices this year than they typically have. And so things like stickers are proliferating all over the Chromebooks, particularly in the upper grades. And we haven't really cracked down on that so much, but folks have to remember that those are school property and ultimately for their school learning stuff and not something personal. The danger of stickering things and all that is that, I don't know why, but people tend to treat things that are their own a lot worse than things that belong to somebody else. And so if they start feeling like it's theirs, they're not quite as careful with it. So anyway, that's what's going on with tech. People seem to be doing okay. Haven't been getting a lot of technical questions from parents and students, so it's good.
Awesome, thank you. And then on to me. Just piggybacking Chris, I feel like here in New Hampshire, many of us, whether we're kids or adults, get the winter doldrums, and we start getting down anyway. And then you add COVID and everything we've been through to that, and I think it's been a really hard winter. But I've noticed like some rays of sunshine as the weather are warmer days. You can feel the excitement and the happiness in the building. Kids are excited to be outside running around. Adults are excited to be able to go outside and go for walks. So that's exciting stuff. Unfortunately, it's still in the fluctuating phase. So it's going to get cold again tonight. We had rain today. And like Karen reminded me this afternoon, there's a good chance we'll probably have indoor recess again tomorrow, because all this water that we got today is going to be ice tomorrow. So I'm not sure about that, but there's a good chance of that. Super fun watching the pictures come in of leprechaun traps. So thank you to all the families who sent leprechaun trap pictures in. Unfortunately, it sounds like nobody caught a leprechaun. Tomorrow's theme is St. Patrick's Day, or Green Clothing Day. Oh my goodness, I have a whole list. We have 3 new students that are starting in the next week. We have 1 returning and then 2 brand new to Grantham Village School. So we're still getting people coming in and starting at Grantham Village School. We're starting to plan for the end of the year events in ways that are COVID safe. So we're looking at Civil War Day and Nature's Classroom and 6th grade graduation, extended school year programming, otherwise known as summer school. So there's a lot of planning happening, and we want to have all of our events just maybe altered a little bit so that everyone stays safe. And the last thing I have is that with planning for the future, we've posted jobs for the 21-22 school year, and they are on the website as well as posted other places. But we've posted for a reading and math interventionist, a library media specialist, special education teacher, and a part-time secretary. So there is a lot going on in our building. That is what I have. So now we are going to open it up and look for questions and look at each other awkwardly.
Randy, on technology, I had to go into a student's backpack to get a clean mask for them today. And I was happy that the iPad was in like where the backpacks have that like technology pocket. That's where the iPad was. So
It's good. Just don't punch it there. It's good.
A question: when will we know that what the last day of school is? So right now the calendar says the last day of school is it the 15th or 16th? It's a Wednesday. It's either June 15th or 16th. I don't have a calendar open right now. I did read someone on Facebook posted today, well, what if we're still 4 days and will we have our last day on a flex day? Great question. I hadn't even thought of that. Because we don't know yet what's happening in terms of 4 days versus 5 days. I don't have an answer to that. But as far as I can tell right now, the calendar is what the calendar is with that Wednesday, June again.
16th. It's the
16th
16th.
being the last day. Thank you, Randy.
usually it's the April board meeting where they finalize the last day of school based on if we've had snow days or not.
And let's keep our fingers crossed that we don't have any more.
I've heard Lebanon say the 15th was theirs.
And Chris, it was a taco salad, so I got all my veggies in today.
Oh, nice job. So did you
Jonathan and John had tacos, but Caitlin and I had salad.
We had stir fry, so I also got our point for our team. We are doing a wellness challenge among our staff just to kind of get us out of these winter blues. So Karen and I happen to be partners, so we're drinking lots of water and going outside 30 minutes every day.
Our veggies.
I'm impressed you did that today. How are you doing with your 5 1-minute deep breathing times?
Not so good.
That one's the hardest.
Does sighing count?
You do that for a whole minute? That one's definitely the hardest to get in, I think.
Just plugging the whole managing anxiety techniques. If kids practice that every day, then when they actually really need to reset their prefrontal cortex, it comes a lot easier than if they haven't practiced that. I know there are some classrooms that are practicing the deep breathing.
So we really should get better at it too.
Yep, we should practice it. We can sigh if we want to.
I was kind of thinking that when I was working out and breathing so heavy, that was my heavy breathing.
Denise just joined us. Do you have any questions? This is question and answer time. We do need music.
I know.
I'm not singing.
I've never heard you sing.
There's a reason for that.
Okay, I'm going to give it another minute because Denise just joined and see if anything comes through. Anyone else have anything to talk about?
I was happy I found a second green shirt in my closet so I don't have to do laundry from Wednesday.
Nice. Parker works at Salt Hill, so last night he had a green kilt that he wore, and I was thinking I should wear that today.
You should.
Tomorrow. But I haven't washed it, and I'm not going to wear it after it was in the kitchen at Salt Hill for hours.
Which Salt Hill is he working at?
The one in Mount Sunapee.
Oh, okay.
Kristen, it's only like 7:18. You still have time to wash it.
You know how early I go to bed? Well, it looks like there are no more questions coming in. So I just want to remind everyone, if you have questions, concerns, things you want to talk about, this isn't your only opportunity. We are available. And if we're not readily available, we'll get back to you. So please reach out and talk to us if you have something you want to talk about or a question, because we are happy to help you out. As Karen said, she is the COVID queen, and can answer lots of COVID questions. So thanks for being here and have a good night.
Good night.